Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This time we're going to talk about how to create an image slide. So first and foremost, we need at least 6 images. So what I did here is went out to Google, entered, found 6 images. I will also put these on the folder for the week. You could download them or you could go out and create your own images. So I think this image right here is pretty awesome. So let me save it in my downloads. I'll call it iOS image 1. Let's see, what else can I find here? This one right here gets me. So let's save this image. I'll call it iOS image 2. Let's see here, what else can I get? That's a nice image. Let's see what else we got here. There's a lot of cool images out here. Really? Okay, let's see here. Just need about 6 images. Name one, I don't want to use that. Oh, here, this is awesome. Very beautiful. Norway. Norway's beautiful. Alright, so this will be our 3rd image. Let's see what else we got here. This right here is cool. This will be 4th. iOS image 4. Oh, let's see what else we got here. Got to find something else. Beautiful, beautiful images. Let's see here. Oh, this is gorgeous. What's it? Dilates here. Oh, it's not even dilating at all. It's just stuck. It looks good if it wasn't small. You know what? Wineries. I love wineries. If I find a good winery image, that one's awesome. This will be iOS image 5, yeah. Sonoma. Let's see if I can find one more. Oh, this one's awesome. This is beautiful. This actually looks, oh, this is BC. This actually looks like a place in New York. Alright, so this will be our last image, iOS image 6. Alright, cool. So now we got our images down, which is good. We have our application here, which is good. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go and create storyboard first. We'll put our images in later. So we have our storyboard. I am going to do the UI image view. So let's come down here. Image view. Drag it. I'm going to put it like at the top here. Like right here. And I'm going to take up most of the screen. We'll make some screen here. Actually, I should divide it. Hold on. Let's do this. Something like that. Let's add, maybe we'll create more space. Let's add a button, 2 buttons here. So what we're looking to do is have a back and next button. And let's call this, we'll call this one back. We'll have to make it bigger because I don't like the size of it. And actually gonna change the background color of it as well, maybe, so it comes out a little bit. Don't want to use a image as the background, so let's see what we can come up with here. Background, let's say blue. We'd have to change the text on it, so maybe red. We'd also want to change the text on it to maybe white. So let's come in here and choose white. Perfect. I like that. I'm going to copy it. Oops, I'm going to copy it and paste it over here if I get it right. Edit. Oh, it's not going to let me copy it. Why is that? Hold on. Alright, edit, copy. And then I'm going to click over here in white space a little bit. I'm going to make that bigger for sure. Let's actually make this bigger before I copy it, because I'm not filling it. I mean, that looks fine. So let's copy that. White space, and I'm going to paste it in there. There we go. and we're going to change this one from back. We'll change it to next. Okay. Now we need a label in here so we could pick up what image that we're on. So I'm gonna call it label. And right now I'm gonna give it text input 1 of 6, so that way we can identify them. We'll have to change that value around as we go from page to page. Maybe increase the font of it a little bit. What size font is this right here? I just made that trying to keep it consistent. I made that a 24. Maybe I could change this font here a little bit too. It's pretty big. We could also change the font type as well, but I'm just going to keep it as system for now. Perfect. I don't know, perfect. Let's take it down a little notch to 20. That looks kind of all over the place. Let's see what type of fonts they have out here. Oops, custom. It could be. Let's try Farah. I don't know if I like Farah. Don't like that one either. Optima. All right, Optima is fine, but then it makes it. Then you want to make it bigger on Optima. So I made it a 20. So if I come over here and I have to change this to Optima, let's see here, text size. There we go. We want to choose custom. Then we want to choose Optima, and then we want to make sure it's a 20 at least. All right, cool. All right, so then we'll keep this as is moving forward. So let's go ahead and drag our images. So let me get my images and I'll throw them over wherever I have them at. And I'll put those images over for you. So I'm going to go over to my assets. And then I am going to drag and drop these guys here. Alright, so we have iOS image 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So now if I go back to my storyboard and I start off with my first image, I could come here and we'll start off at number 1. And boom, see we have scale to fit. We want to change that to aspect. I don't know. Let me think about this. Alright, so the only bad thing about that, when you have it in scale to fill, it fills the whole entire thing, which the image takes away, it distorts the image. It doesn't look good. I mean, you have to fix it up. And then the aspect of fill looks good, but it just, resizes it accordingly. Aspect of fill is nice. What it does is it creates the image really nice, but it takes up the extra space. So if you click on the clip the bounds, and what it does is it separates it, takes up the space that we want. It might hide the sun a little bit, but I think this will be what we need to do in order to create this. So as long as you choose clip the bounds, we have that. We'll be rocking here soon. All right, so next thing that we want to do to make sure everything looks good is we want to add these into a stack view. So if you click down here and scroll all the way across like that, you click this guy down here at the bottom, it puts it into a stacked view. And now we have right up here, we have stack view, and layers are images 1 through 3 that we're working on. All right, so now what we need to do is I'm going to again click on this because it adds a whole image here for us. And at the bottom here, I'm going to click on constraints. We want to pin the height, and I'm going to change it to maybe a 55. Makes it a little bit bigger, but it'll justify itself. It'll justify automatically for us. So we have this, let's see here. Now we come down here again, and then we could pinpoint these guys accordingly, and then add our 4 constraints. There we go. So that'll help us out moving forward. All right, so yeah, this took a little playing around with. So I have this working now, where we did a stack view, and we have the back, and everything is looking good right now. So now we have to start actually coding this section here. So let's go into the coding aspect of it. All right, so I'm actually gonna add a little something a little bit different here for you guys. Normally I go ahead and write I go through here and can write this for you. So I'm going to have you do this section by yourself. So if you're in my class, you basically maybe have to add some stuff here. What do you have to add there? You need an outlet for the image view, you need an outlet for the label, and you need 2 outlets for the back button and next button. Okay, so that's what you need to have here. And then on top of that, we'll go over to the actually we will need to create something up here. Well, we have our interviews view controller here, but we will need to have something at the top here, and I'll show you what that looks like, but I'll take a break and let you catch up. Thanks. Alright, so hopefully you've added this as your controller. So I had an image view, label, back button, and then I have 2 action events. I have the next button and the back button because their action is going to happen. And then the only difference is I added this in here, which might have been something you don't know, but when we add the images and we 1 of 6, how we start off, and 2 of 6, and 3 of 6, and 4 of 6, and so forth, we need to be able to have an integer that goes from beginning to end. So we start this one off, and I call it image int. You could call it anything, so we'll need to do that. So this video is a little bit different. I've actually kind of went through and wrote some of this and just show you what I did here. So I have a main storyboard, I have my H, which we've already talked about. So we talked about the next thing that you want to do is you want to have the view image did load. So you want to add this because we have the image int that we have on the H here. We have this, so we need to declare this right here to set up the loading, and then do a self image gallery because that's what we want to call at this point. And then on our we have these our action events. So our next action is what we're doing here is when the next button is clicked, we're saying that image int basically is image int equals image int plus 1. So we add another one, and then we do a negative going backwards because we want to go backwards on the image. Then we set up an action down here called image gallery. So I'm sorry, a void, a method that allows us to do a couple things. So image gallery allows us to view the image. And as you notice here, if we go to our assets, we have iOS image 1 through 6. So this right here helps us out. So it allows us to do iOS image percentage I. I represents the integer that we're utilizing, and that way we could go through it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's how we're able to display which image that we want based off of that value. And then we pass in that we're using the image int because that's the number that we're utilizing. Down here is just a label. It does the same thing. We're using a string. Now we're saying this I, 1 of 6, 2 of 6. So whatever that number is on is going to go through. And then we have, hey, if image int equals 1, then do this. Else if it equals 6, do this, and so forth. So let's actually run this and see what happens. So like I said, this video is a little bit different. I kind of fast forward instead of walking through every single step. And so now it starts off at back. It doesn't allow you to go back because there's no number before 1. Now that's important to have this conditional statement here. So if I hit next, it brings up my image, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So all my images. So the part of the assignment this week is I'm going to want you to build off of this, but add more images. I'm going to want you to add up to 12 images, part of your assignment this week. So it'd be straightforward. If you get the first 6, then the rest will be fine. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.